Spring is officially in the air, and with spring comes spring palettes. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am Kimmie. This is my attic. Thank you so much for joining me. So yes, after, I don't even know, like a week, it seems like a week of like constant rain and just really cold temperatures, it is finally feeling like spring here on Long Island, and I was just so inspired to do a spring palette review. So today we are going to be talking about Major Dimensions by Patrick Ta. This is the follow-up. This is part 2. This is not the original Major Dimensions palette. This is the one that just came out. And as you can see by the box, it is like a pink themed palette, and I think pink is the color of the season, guys. We have seen so many pink palettes dropping or about to be dropped. We had the Gemini 2 that came out very recently. I didn't pick it up. I have the Gemini 1, which I love. Gemini 2 is kind of like Gemini 1, but it's got like a pink theme to it, and Gemini 1 had kind of like the green theme to it. I don't think they are pinks that suit me personally, but the palette itself does look absolutely beautiful, from the packaging to the flowers, the rose embeddings in it. I know I love Gemini 1, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be picking up Gemini 2, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy with it. Sigma is about to drop their new mod collection. Now, I don't know if it's come out yet, or by the time you see this video, it will probably have come out. But new mod is a color that they do. I believe it's a lipstick color. I'm 100% sure they do a lipstick new mod. So the palette is a pink palette, and I have seen the coming attractions, and guys, it is beautiful, gorgeous. So because Sigma is like my favorite brand, if you watch my channel, you know that, I probably will be picking that one up. Probably will be picking up the brushes too. They're going to come out with a new brush collection. I love Sigma brushes. So yeah, I'll be purchasing a lot of that collection. And then this morning I saw something from Artist Couture. They just came out with a pink palette. So yeah, pink is the rage. But today we are talking about the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. Major Dimension 1, which I don't own, came out, I believe, last summer. I'm trying to open up the box. So anyway, yeah. Major Dimension, oh, it's a box within a box. Okay, there's some reflective packaging here, so I don't want to blind you, but it's beautiful. It's like mirror packaging. Oh, it is mirror packaging. The only problem with this packaging, it's going to get dirty quickly. So you're going to have to clean it. It's like a glass table, like a mirror. So anyway, a Major Dimension, the original one, came out last summer. I know that because I remember blogging about it, and I remember specifically blogging about the doors. I was so freaking impressed. So if you're wondering what the doors are, if you know this palette, you know that, ooh, it's beautiful. I got a chill. You know when you open up the palette and you get a chill? It has like these 2 cream shadows, and it has a door. So we'll get into that. I was very impressed. So I remember blogging about that last summer. But then I never picked it up for whatever reason. I just never bought it. The year came and went, and I'm telling you, everybody like had it on their like the best. When they did their palette ranking, it was very high on most people's palette rankings. So what I was going to do was purchase it and do a like, oh, is it really that good kind of video? And I was going to purchase it during the Sephora sale, but then by the time the Sephora sale came, they had already released part 2. So that's the one I ended up getting. So I do not have part 1, but yeah, we have part 2. So like the Gemini, I don't have part 2, but I have part 1. This one I just have part 2. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful. You know I love a neutral palette. Love a neutral palette. This is a neutral palette just like the first one, except for this one has like a more pinkier tone. And you know, I always am saying, guys, I am always saying it's so hard to make a palette like unique. There are so many palettes out, but what this one did is it has 2 cream shadows in it. It has 2 cream shadows in it. And if you're wondering, well, how can you have 2 cream shadows in a palette? You know, or won't they dry out? No, because there's a door. There is a door for the cream shadows. How freaking cute is that? Brilliant. And I absolutely love these colors. Let me read you a little bit about it and we'll swatch it out and we'll test it. This is the first thing I have ever used from Patrick Ta, so I am kind of excited. Okay, so for right now, anyway, the palette is online only at Sephora. That will probably change, but for right now, it's online only. Okay. A daily wardrobe of rose-toned neutral shades that will become your daily go-to palette. A mix of warm, cool, and neutral matte, satin, and pearlescent with 2 cream bases that create the perfect rich canvas for your shadows. Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. This palette retails, it's expensive, okay? It is expensive. It's $68, which for an eyeshadow palette is very expensive, but I actually purchased it during the Sephora sale. So I was able to get the 20% off. But I mean, it's still pricey. It's still pricey. It's a lot to pay for a palette, let's face it. So let's see if it's worth it. Let's hope so. Like I said, you have 2 cream shadows. There's 12 shadows total, 2 cream shadows, and then you have these 5 shimmers and 5 mattes. So doesn't look like any pressed glitters. They absolutely look beautiful. The colors are beautiful. Let's go ahead and swatch it out and then we'll try it on. Okay guys, so here's the palette swatched out. Now it said there was cool and warm tones, but to me this is a warm tones palette for sure. So these are the 2 cream shades right here. Now I'm not sure about the shade names because they are on the back of the palette. But I think that these are Adore and Crush, if I'm going in the right direction. So yeah, so these are the 2 cream shadows, and I have to say they freaking swatched beautifully. They feel so good. They have such a nice formula. And the mattes swatched okay, not great, a little patchy, but that really doesn't mean anything. Shimmers swatched beautiful. I always find that shimmers swatch a little nicer than mattes to begin with. Yeah, you have some really close shimmers here. Really close ones, but they are very, very, very pretty. I really like this one, this orangey one. That's beautiful. So here's the palette swatched out. Let's go ahead and try it on. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and try it out. So of course I'm going to be using the cream shadow. Now I have to tell you, I am not sure if because the names are on the back, I think I am starting with Adore. But if I'm going in the wrong direction, then I'm not. But yeah, I think I'm going to start with this one. Actually, I'm going to use this one. This one seems a little dark for me, the one on top, which is, I think, Crush. So I'm going to use this on both eyes. And, I mean, it absolutely feels so good. And it goes on pretty smooth. Like, I have to say the ones from Charlotte Tilbury, they had those Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadows, and they were I did like it. I think I was like the only person that did, but that was a much drier formula. This formula is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It just goes on so easy. Like I said, I'm going to use the same base on both only because I feel like the other one might be a little too dark for me. This shade is light. It's kind of like a coral. It's like a corally shade. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. Really, really easy to work with. That one on, so simple. So far, I'm liking it. I am liking it. The only thing I am a little bit disappointed in, for some reason I thought that the colors weren't as warm as this, but you know what? They're beautiful. They're beautiful. The cream shadow went on really, really lovely. So now let's go ahead. Let's dip into something. So what am I going to do? Maybe I will try to do like these. Oh, you know what I should have done? Like maybe like these 4, like if you put this into like quads, maybe I'll try to do that. So I'll do like one eye with like this and one eye like here. So this is, I believe these shades are Amour, Devotion, Lust, and Romance. So let's go ahead and try some of them. So I'm going to go ahead in with this one right here. Oh, they pick up really nice. Trying to compare it to the other eye because, you know, I do have the base under it, so it's hard to see like how much pigment I'm getting. It looks like it's good. Yeah, you do get nice pigment. I'm going to go in with the darker color next to it, this one right here, and just kind of put a little bit on the outside. Oh my goodness, that matte color, that goes on super smooth. This one, which I believe is Amore. Yeah, I believe it's Amore. That color is beautiful. It goes on really, really nice. Let's see how they blend. I'm just gonna blend it out with this like really light color over here, which is, man, I'm sorry guys, Unfaithful. Like, you see how much powder comes up on the brush? That's really, really, really nice for eyeshadow because a lot of times, but yet the formula is not really powdery. A lot of times you have to like go in a couple times to get that kind of pigment. They blend nice. Really nice. Now, like I said, I didn't have the first one, so I can't speak to comparison, but this one's really, really, really pretty. We're gonna use these two shimmers. I have on my French Jelly Bean French manicure. Care of Dashing Diva. This was the shimmer I really, really liked. Devotion. It's beautiful. This is like that orange shimmer. This palette, to me guys, this palette is definitely more coral than pink. And I'm gonna put Romance next to it. This palette is more coral than pink. So, is there anything wrong with that? No. Unless you have your heart set on a pink palette. To me, this isn't pink. This is like more coral. But it's beautiful. Okay, now on the other eye, we're going to do like these four. So we can try them all. So that's Heartache, Passion, Desire, and Affair. The names are the names are a little dramatic on this palette, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna start with Heartache, which is this matte shade right here. They're like a little powdery picking them. That shade is a little powdery picking it up, but yet they're very easy to apply, and they're not powdery when you put them on. And they're not patchy either. And they shouldn't be for this price. But they're not. They're not patchy at all. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna try to use this shade. Now, this shade looks more pink. This is Passion. And this does look a little bit more pink. See, they do come up really nice on the brush. Okay. So my other complaint on this palette, well, maybe I'll hold my final thoughts for exactly that. I'll hold my final thoughts for final thoughts, but I do have some thoughts. Okay, these two beautiful shimmers, let's go in with them. Again, to me, they look more pink. They look super, super similar. Like, they look super similar. Okay. This one, Affair, I think, to me is more shimmery than the other one. But they're very similar. They're very similar. I mean, they're beautiful, but they're very, very similar. And then I'm just going to try this color in both the inner corner. Okay, be right back. Okay guys, so as always, before I give you my final thoughts, I will tell you what I'm wearing on the rest of my face. Today I used primer by Milani, the Glass Peach Skin Primer. I love this stuff, especially this time of year. It really smells so good. It smells like peaches. And of course, I used my new CC Nude Glow Your Skin But Better by IT Cosmetics. I have been addicted to this stuff since I started using it. If you saw my review on it, you know that I really, really loves it. I have dry skin. If you have dry skin, I think you might really like this one. This is actually the first foundation by IT Cosmetics that I have fallen in love with, and I know most people love their foundations. I never found one that worked for me until now. I love it. I've been using it like every single day. And then I am using my Tower 28. My Tower 28, guys. So I'm using the bronzer, which is Bronzino Suncoast by Tower 28. Super Dew. There's no shade. This is just like a highlighter kind of dew that you put on your face. This product probably isn't for everyone. I really like it when I was using iron oxide free makeup before I started using trying makeup with iron oxides again. This has none, so I was always using this as a highlighter. I was like living in this stuff. And then BeachPlease Magic Hour blush, one of my favorite cream blushes of all time. I absolutely love Tower 28. And then on my lips, I do have the new formula by Colourpop, the glowing lip. I love this formula. Colourpop lips, it's always a hit or miss for me, but this is like a fairly new release that they did. I think, I'm not sure, maybe last month or a couple months ago. This is in Cockatoo. Is that the shade? I don't know. It's like a pink shade, but it is some of the glowing lip collection. It's fabulous. I have this shade. I have like another kind of more nude shade. So I bought two of them, and I absolutely love them. Okay, so as far as the palette, yes, of course I have thoughts. Of course I have thoughts. So let me give you the good, and then I'll give you the bad. So the good, obviously these two cream shadows I think are standouts. The cream formula is absolutely beautiful. It feels so good. It goes on so easy. It's really lovely. I love that they have this door so that doesn't dry out right in the palette. I think that's phenomenal. The formula is excellent. It's a little powdery, but it's very, very easy to work with, and it does not fall all over your face. But it is a little bit powdery, but I think it's a lovely formula. Very easy to use. Packaging is really, really beautiful. What I have to say though is, I think, first of all, if you're looking for a pink palette, now this isn't really advertised as a pink palette. It is advertised as a palette with rosy tones. So it is. That's what it is. It's a palette with rosy tones. I have to say that. But it's not pink. So if you think it's pink, it's not. It's more like coral rosy tones. That's what I would call it. Also, the shades are very, very, very close. You're not going to get a ton of looks. Now, that's not uncommon with nude palettes, neutral palettes, excuse me. You usually don't get a ton of looks. But with this palette, I just feel for the price, I think you are, you know, of course you're paying for the name, you're paying for these two cream shadows, you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for the whole shebang. But I just feel like the colors are just a little close. Like I mean, you can see the difference. I pretty much used every single color. So, you know, you're not going to get a ton of looks out of this palette, but I guess that's with most neutral palettes. With that said, I do think here's the thing. I guess the reason I'm being so kind of whatever is because the palette is $68 and that is a lot for a palette. I do think the formula is lovely and you do get the cream shadows. I think there are a lot of nice alternative neutral palettes if you don't want to go that high. If you do and you want to purchase this palette, I do think it's lovely. I do. I do think it's nice as long as you're not have your heart not set on like pink shades or like being able to create tons of looks or whatever. You know, everyone is different, and I just felt the need to point that out since this palette is close to 70 bucks. But like I said, with that, and the shimmers are very close. I feel like the shimmers are super close together. But with that said, if you are in the market for a neutral palette, I mean, I think the real standout here, I have to say, I'm not crazy about the packaging. I'll tell you right now, the packaging is nice, but I'm not crazy about the mirror packaging on the outside. I'm not, because it gets so dirty. Like, my fingerprints are all over it. And maybe that's not such a big deal to people, but for me, I'm not crazy about that. I'm not crazy about that aspect. And I'm not crazy that I think about the aspect that I think the colors are very, very close. They're super close. And it's more of a coral palette than anything else. Now, with that said, that doesn't make it bad. It's just, I want you to know that it's not really a pink palette. You're not going to be able to create tons of looks, but the formula is lovely. You do get those two cream shadows, which is, I think, the star of the show. So if you want to give it a go, I do like it. I do think it's a nice palette. I do think it has a beautiful formula. The thing is, I just don't know if I feel that it's so much better than other palettes that I own that are less expensive. That's all. All right, guys, so with that said, let me know what you are using this spring. Are you picking up any of these spring palettes? Have you been taking part in all the sales? They had like the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty and the Sephora sale like basically on top of each other. Like one ended and one started. So definitely been buying too much stuff, but probably a lot of us are falling into fell into that boat. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I got. I did pick this up during the Sephora sale. I got a couple other things too, so I'll show you what I got. So yeah, let me know what palettes you're using. Let me know what you guys got. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. We talk about it all in the attic. If there's ever anything you want me to talk about, you can leave it in the comments below. You can follow me over at Instagram at Kimmie Teresa, and if I can talk about it, I absolutely will. Guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, and as always, please take good care of yourself so you can take care of someone else, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.